Hello everyone, welcome back to Le Mans Ultimate, where today, once again, I'm going to be racing at Monza. Now, I've had some absolute carnage at this track over the past couple of weeks, and given my track record in LMU, I've not got high hopes for this one. However, it turned out to be an absolute cracker. Now, we've seen the worst of Le Mans Ultimate on my channel already, but today we're going to see the best of it. I'm starting down in P12 on a grid of 18. I'm well off the pace, but maybe, just maybe, I might be in contention for a good finish here.
Green, let go.
Well, a lot of my Monza races don't even make it past T1, so will this LMP2 race join that ever-growing list, or can I get through safely? Well, I'm towards the back of the grid, so I've not got many cars behind me. It may be wise just to ease off a little bit earlier. If it does all kick off in front, I've got time to react. Big clouds of smoke, and we've already got one car sideways in the middle of the chicane. That was Matthias Wierenbeck, and he's actually managed to get going again without causing a pile-up, so incredibly, all 18 drivers get through turn 1 safely. However, taking the extra cautious approach has certainly come at a cost for me. I started P12 on the grid. I'm already down to P16 now that Stitch Vac has got past. So yeah, a drop of 4 positions within the opening half of this lap, but I'm not too concerned at this stage. It's a 20-minute race. There is plenty of time to make ground back. However, I do need to avoid making too many mistakes like my entry into Della Roggia then. I just clipped the curb on the inside. They are big curbs at these Monza chicanes, and it's cost me a lot of time. You can already see the pack in front nearly 1 second clear. I'm also a little bit wide out of Lesmo 2 there. That's not going to do me any favours either. Right, what can we do from here then? Already 1 second behind Stitch Vac in front, but we know the pack will group back together as they enter Ascari for the first time. Big cloud of dust mid-chicane as well. Have we lost someone? Well, there's a car running wide in front of me, and there is an even bigger wreck exiting the corner. That was Molnar Imre spinning through the air after smashing the barrier, so I'm up into P14. Let's take a quick breather and go back to check out a replay of the start. Now, any time the entire grid gets through turn 1 at Monza cleanly, you've got to take your hat off. Sure, Matthias Wierenbeck got a bit sideways. He just got a little tag from behind, but actually no harm was done there. Everybody getting through safely. But the same can't be said of Ascari. It was actually Wierenbeck who ran wide just in front of me, so that was 1 position gain. But we're watching Molnar Imre because this is a spectacular shunt exiting the corner. I don't quite know what happened there. Maybe his pedals disconnected because he went into that barrier at full pelt. Right, back to the live action. Start of lap 2, and I'm chasing this 3-way battle ahead. We've got Matt Royer in 11th, Daniel Jaeger in 12th, and Stitch Vac 13th. And it looks like Jaeger may have got Della Roggia wrong. He's out to the runoff area. Now, can I nip past before we get to Lesmo 1? Jaeger is back on track. He's on the inside. I don't think there's going to be room. I haven't quite got the pace, so I'm going to have to tuck in behind Jaeger. He's a little bit wide exiting Lesmo 1 as well. Jaeger all over the place here. But his mistake has brought me right back into contention. I was worried I was losing ground. Right, we're going to jump forward now to the start of lap 4, and unfortunately I've just not got the pace to keep up with these guys. They've restored that 1 second advantage, but they're still fighting ever so closely together. So once again, I've got the opportunity to close back in through the first chicane. There's another car kicking up dust. This time it's Stitch Vac, so Vac has lost a position, maybe 2 if Daniel Jaeger can get by as well. The pair of them side by side as we begin the run down to Della Roggia. Currently it's Jaeger who's got the inside line, so you've got to put him as favourite to take the position, but I don't envy either of these two guys having to go into this chicane too wide. And yeah, Stitch Vac wisely backing out of that one. He gives the position to Jaeger, and the 3 of us got really close going through Della Roggia there. However, the pair in front a little bit quicker exiting. And is that a mistake from Jaeger? He clips the gravel exit in Lesmo 1. I thought he was a goner then for a moment. He's managed to hold on to it, but he's locked up into Lesmo 2. He's out onto the gravel again. Vac breezes past, I breeze past. Jaeger has bombed there. And with all that action, it's brought Laurent Kitsune into play. Kitsune in the rearview mirror now just 0.1 of a second behind. So I'm taking the defensive route into Ascari here. I don't want to give him any opportunity to try and sling it up the inside. For now, I've held on. And as we approach the end of lap 4, 1/3 race distance, I'm up into P13. Let's go back and check out the replay of Jaeger's mistake. And yeah, he locks up the brakes. That loses him several positions. And then exactly 1 lap later, I am going to pick up another place. I'm chasing Vac, but it's not him. Further ahead, the yellow flags come out. And there has been an incident involving one of the front runners. It's Alex Gherkin. Now, Gherkin qualified P5 on the grid, but he has come a cropper big time there. Let's see what happened. And it's actually the car in front of him that almost loses it going out of LMP2. He gets back on track, and then there's a lot of weaving going on. It's all a little bit untidy as he tries to block off the line and stop the faster cars from getting through. But yeah, really messy, that incident. So yeah, Gherkin was left in a right pickle there, but his loss was my gain. It's promoted me up into P12. However, I am losing ground pretty rapidly now on Stitch Vac. He is 1.5 seconds clear as we start the 6th lap. So yeah, it does look like I don't quite have the pace to challenge for a top 10 here, but at least I've got back to my starting position of P12. Oh, big cloud of smoke ahead. Have we lost someone else? Yes, we have. That is Riccardo Panebianco smashing into the barrier before we'd even made it into the first chicane. So that has promoted me up into P11, another freebie. Yeah, watch Panebianco in the green and black car. He pulls out from behind Rafael Rubini, but he just leaves it too late to brake. Oh, he slides right across the path of Rubini there. Rubini did really well not to panic. We're on board with him now, and there's Panebianco sliding right across his path. Well, later on in the lap, I'm going to pick up another freebie, and we are losing the front runners at a rapid rate here. Panebianco started P6 on the grid alongside Vincent Simon, and next up we're going to see Simon lose it. You may have just seen a cloud of smoke on the horizon going into Ascari, and I'm pretty sure I saw a rear wing fly off as well, so that should give me another position. Sure enough, there's a car beached in the sand, and that is going to promote me up into the top 10. But yeah, really strange incident this one. Simon is defending from James Clarkson here, and he just runs onto the grass. A momentary lapse in concentration from Simon there. He tries to rejoin, but without that rear wing, it is impossible to drive, and it's lucky he didn't take anyone else with him there. Let's ride on board with James Clarkson behind. And yeah, right there, he just drifts onto the grass. He's still on the grass. Then he gets on the brakes in a panic. Clarkson has got nowhere to go, runs into the back of him. Clarkson does really well to save it there. Well, I'm currently averaging 1 freebie per lap, and that run rate is going to continue here into Ascari for the 7th time. Matt Royer is at the front of this pack of 3, but he is going to get it all wrong exiting the chicane. He disappears in a cloud of smoke as well. So now I find myself up into P9. Here's a replay of Royer's mistake. And it's so easily done through here. Just a little bit too much corner speed combined with a clip of the curbs often ends in disaster. Right, back to the live action. We're on to lap 8 now. And it's a fairly comfortable P9 I find myself in. The gap back to Kitsune in 10th is 4.5 seconds. However, I'm still struggling to match the cars in front for pace. Oh, and out of nowhere, there may be an opportunity here because Vac ran into the rear of Rubini mid-corner. That's cost him all his exit speed, and it's allowed me to sneak up the inside into Lesmo 1. Well, that was a surprise, a pleasant surprise. I was just starting to worry again that I didn't have the pace to keep up with these guys, and then all of a sudden I find myself in a fight with Vac and getting past him. And I've got a 0.3 of a second advantage now. Hopefully that is just far enough ahead to stop Vac considering a move up the inside into Ascari, into the braking zone then. Yeah, I'm far enough ahead. I've made the corner first, so I am up into P8 now, making really good progress here. But can I close in on Rafael Rubini? Well, we're going to jump forward a lap, and his 0.9 of a second advantage is now 0.5 of a second, so I am gaining on Rubini in 7th. Into Della Roggia then for the 9th time. We've got 5 minutes on the clock left, 3/4 race distance, and I'm closer than I've ever been. Rubini was a little bit messy through that chicane. He clipped the curb on the inside, and I am right on his tail now. But look how close Vac is behind me. The 3 of us separated by just 0.6 of a second. Rubini in 7th, me in 8th, Vac in 9th. Rubini makes another mistake. He's out to the gravel. This may be an opportunity for me to take P7. I'm carrying so much more speed than Rubini, but he's going to force me to take the long way round. Rubini defending on the approach to Ascari. I am terrified about coming into here too wide, so do you know what? I'm just going to back out. Oh, and there's contact. I'm glad I did back out. Rubini headed straight for the apex mid-chicane. Had I been alongside him, there would have been no room for me. I would have found myself out into the gravel. Now I've got to defend from Vac behind because I am down on speed, coming down the back straight to the Parabolica. Now, as long as I hold my line firmly and hug this inside curb, there shouldn't be a way past for Vac. However, if he does take a wider line through this corner, he may get on the gas a bit earlier and have some extra speed coming down the start-finish straight. And it looks like that's exactly what's happened, so I think I'm going to stay on this inside line. I'm going to keep it defensive on the approach to T1. Oh, I hate taking this defensive line into the first corner here at Monza, and I hate the thought of going too wide even more, but that is what is going to happen. Now I'm going to have to leave Vac space on the inside if we're both going to exit this corner safely. We have done. We're bang indoors on exit. We've both gained a position because there was a car parked up on the left there. Well, what a battle that was. It is almost unheard of in sim racing to go into turn 1 at Monza too wide and then come out of it too wide unscathed. But that is what Vac and I have just done. And not only have I held him off to maintain my position, I've gained another position too because Tino Troxler was the driver who crashed at that first chicane. Let's go back and check out a replay. And whatever you do, don't blink because you are going to miss 2 cars going side by side into turn 1 at Monza and coming out of turn 1 at Monza side by side. Now I gave Stitch Vac as much racing room as I possibly could, but without being a pushover. I fought and held on to that position, but I did it fairly. However, just in front of us there is a prime example of what happens when you don't do it fairly. Jim Gibson in the red car deliberately blocking Tino Troxler's attempt to get by. The pair of them go through side by side, but look how rough Gibson is. He leaves no space at all on the outside and barges Troxler out into the gravel. So yeah, a terrible example of defending there, if you can even call it defending. A complete contrast to how fairly Vac and I did it just moments later. So I've got a lot of sympathy for Tino Troxler. He was treated really poorly in that first turn, but I've got a top 6 battle to focus on. There is still 1 minute 20 left on the clock, so the next lap is going to be the last one, and I am right on the tail of Rubini now. I've got the pace, and Rubini isn't going to defend. That is a bonus. This is a real opportunity for me to take P6 now. I'm going to sling it up the inside. I've got to hug the curb, and I've got to make sure I get on the gas at exactly the right time. The last thing I want to do is lose the rear. I have done. I have gained P6. Vac has got passed through. He's up into P7, so Rubini drops 2 places through the parabolica. Well, what a turn up this is. When I hit T1 on the first lap, I found myself down in 16th position. Now I find myself in 6th position, or do I? Because Vac's having a look up the inside. Oh, he's left it too late to brake. Did he even make the corner? I don't think he did. Oh, he's back on track, but he is in front. He has actually gained a bit of time there. Now, is he going to give me the position back? Because I'm sure he cut the corner. Oh, look at that. Vac is lifting. He is giving me the position back. Well, fair play to Vac there. Not only has he battled impeccably fairly, but he's also been courteous as well when he gained an advantage. Oh, speaking of advantage, I certainly haven't got one there. I made a complete mess on the brakes going into Della Roggia. That is giving Vac the opportunity to fight right back. I'm having to defend now into Lesmo 1. I take too much of the curb. Dear me, all of a sudden I am all over the place. Into Lesmo 2. Oh, another mistake. Too much of the inside curb this time. Oh, that's going to cost me. I am well down on pace coming out of the corner, and surely now Vac is going to breeze past and take that 6th position. Well, all race I've been smooth and steady, yet on this last lap I am falling apart. The nerves are shredded here. And I think I may have just blown my chances of 6th position because we are now just 1 corner from home. Vac has got a half-second advantage. I'm nowhere near close enough to try and move into the parabolica. All I can do is hope that Vac misses his apex in this final turn. Rubini just 0.5 of a second behind, so the last thing I want to do is make a mistake. Now, can we get a faster exit? It is going to need to be a lot faster, and you know what? It might just be because Vac was out really wide there. We've got the pace on him. Can I get the job done before the line? No, not quite. Checkered flag is out, and I'm going to have to settle for 7th place. What a battle. This is the start of the last lap. Vac risking it all with a move up the inside. He's never going to get it stopped in time. He can't make the corner, so he takes to the runoff area, and while he gains an advantage, he's going to show real sim racing etiquette by giving that position back. Sadly though, a few corners later, I am going to make the one and only mistake I've made this race, and it came at the most costly time. I clipped the curb on the inside of Lesmo 2. It cost me all my speed, and that gives Vac the golden opportunity to take that 6th position. But I can't be at all unhappy with P7. It's a gain of 5 positions from where I started on the grid, and even more positive than that, it's a gain of 9 positions from where I was when I exited T1 all the way down in P16. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this one. It's one of the best races I've had in a long time, and I've got to admit, Le Mans Ultimate is really growing on me. I find it really easy to drive, and more importantly, really easy just to hop in and have a fun race. And for a casual sim racer like me, that is all you can possibly ask for. Thank you ever so much for watching.